how do we help young people own their learning? Like, it's yours. How do you take ownership of it so that if you're not getting what you need, you can advocate and say, I'm not getting what I need from this system. That can be scary, right? But it's important. It's important because I think with all of the resources and tools that are now available, you can get your learning from almost anywhere, right? You can build your own curriculum if you want to, but we got to change the mindset. Like, this is not about them doing me a favor or me doing them a favor. This is about they're getting paid to do a job, to teach me, and I'm here to learn. I also think that there are educators who are passionate about the work, and sometimes there are systems that prevent them from doing the work the way that it needs to be done. So they need the students and the parents also advocating so that things can change and be pushed in the way that it needs to be pushed. I'm Andrea Ellis, and I am the Director of Strategic Initiatives at the Kauffman Foundation in Kansas City, Missouri. We are focused on 3 primary areas, which is entrepreneurship, college access and completion, and workforce development. So we actually give out funding to organizations, particularly with an emphasis in our region, but we also give funding outside and on a national level as well. We just ask that it kind of be focused on the Kansas City region.
How exactly did you land this job? Like, what's your educational background?
So my background is actually in informal education, and I actually did this type of work for many years. I worked with students teaching video and film production, and then I went on and actually worked with adults teaching studio and field production. So eventually I went on to work for many years at the Kansas City Public Library, helping them integrate learning into a library setting. And so we created a digital media lab there for students 12 to 18 to do video production, robotics, all kind of stuff, right? And it's fun and it's free. So that was a big part of my life for about a decade. And then after that, I did a little bit of education advocacy. And then that led me to the relationships that got me the opportunity at the Kauffman Foundation.
Wow, networking really does work, doesn't it?
It does. And you know what I've learned is less about who you know and more about who knows you. So it's how you show up and how people remember how you showed up. And then you get the calls unexpectedly, because that's kind of what happened to me. I just was out having a happy hour with somebody and they said, hey, I think you should look at this position. And so there you go.
How would you recommend somebody my age to go out and start being involved in our communities?
Well, honestly, just do it. It's kind of like the Nike slogan, right? It's figuring out what you really enjoy doing and just trying a bunch of different things, knowing that there's no wrong way to be involved in community, right? So my recommendation is try it. Doesn't mean you have to do it forever, right? But commit to whatever you commit to. So if you tell them you're going to do it for 3 months, do it for 3 months. But after that, you might be like, that's not the thing that I'm interested in. There's so many things for us to do in community, right? To support each other and to support the work. So there's room for everybody. And there's room for you to find the thing that excites you. I'm a big fan of just getting out there and trying something, letting that not be the right thing and then finding something else, right? But just keep moving and keep showing up.
So one fear that I had whenever I was transferring and applying to all these colleges and universities is the financial aspect of everything. I was worried as to whether or not my family would be able to support me. Did you have any similar experiences, or was it I knew what I wanted and you just jumped?
See, undergrad, I did a lot of looking for scholarships and things like that. By the time I got to my master's, I knew I wanted to go. So I was willing to take the risk of doing the loans and so forth. I don't know that I would recommend that for everybody, though. I think there's a path through community college to 4-year degree that could allow you to save money, pay less, and still get a really good education. So I think there are a lot of different avenues. I think there's value in also taking your time and saving the money that you need to save in order to go. I mean, college is getting so expensive right now, right? There's probably a school somewhere, some small school you didn't even know existed that would give you a scholarship for something, or you can go across the water and go to a college in another country. The options are endless, but you got to do the work.
I myself have gone through skill-based learning, and you seem like someone that seems like a very strong advocate for skill-based learning or hands-on learning.
Absolutely.
Would you be able to tell me how you feel about that in our education system?
Yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity in our education system when they don't utilize it effectively. And I think, unfortunately, sometimes it's just language that people have used, like project-based learning, experiential learning, hands-on learning, right? And so it's felt, I think, for educators like this new thing that I have to do. And some of it is also about figuring out how to trust young people to show up and do the work in a messy way and still come out okay, right? But I'm a big fan because I think that from the time we're small, that's how we learn. We learn by pushing the boundaries and trying new things, right? That's how we become the adults that we become. And then all of a sudden we put these boundaries around our thinking and our way of learning. So I am a big fan of whatever you want to call it, experiential, project-based, skills-based, right? But it's that you are actually making the work that you're learning relevant to your life.
As an educator and an advisor and somebody that students can look towards for inspiration when it does come to education, what's one thing that you want to recommend to them?
I've seen a lot of students come in that they are afraid to fail. They are afraid to be wrong. So part of what we were doing was trying to create a space where we said, you can fail here. Like, this is okay, right? Because we got you. Just try the thing that you want to do. Even if you're scared, even if you don't do it right, because you probably won't do it right the first 50 times. It's okay. Failure is just a stepping stone to success. Just get out there and try something new, something that sounds fun, something that feels intimidating or scary, and let yourself fail and be wrong and iterate and get better. It strengthens your resolve. It expands your brain and your understanding and your knowledge, and it makes you stronger and better. Laugh at yourself. It's okay, right? It's not the end of the world. Pick yourself up and keep going.